everybody. Amrita Civil Services Education Programmലേക്ക് ഏവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. ഒരു സിവിൽ സർവീസസിന്റെ ഫൈനൽ ഇന്റർവ്യൂ എങ്ങനെ ഇരിക്കുമെന്ന് നമുക്ക് പലർക്കും ഒരുപക്ഷെ അറിയണ്ടാവില്ല. സിവിൽ സർവീസസ് മനസ്സിൽ കാണുന്ന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു സ്വപ്നമായി കാണുന്ന നിങ്ങളിൽ പലർക്കും വളരെ യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആൻഡ് വളരെ സഹായകരമാകുന്ന രീതിയിലാണ് ഈ ഒരു ഇന്റർവ്യൂ ബോർഡിനെ ഒരുക്കിയിരിക്കുന്നത്. വളരെ എമിനന്റ് ആയ പേഴ്സണാലിറ്റീസ് ഉള്ള ഒരു ശരിക്കും ഡൽഹിയിലെ ഇന്റർവ്യൂ ബോർഡ് എങ്ങനെ ഇരിക്കും എന്നതിന്റെ ഒരു മിനിയേച്ചർ വേർഷൻ തന്നെയാണ് ഇവിടെ അവർക്ക് വേണ്ടി ഡിസൈൻ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഇന്നത്തെ ഇന്റർവ്യൂ പാനൽ ചെയർ ചെയ്യുന്നത് അംബാസഡർ ടി.പി. ശ്രീനിവാസൻ സർ, currently Executive Vice Chairman of Kerala State Higher Education Council, Ms. Jaya Chandrasekhar, an English communication skill expert and professional trainer, Shri Rishi Raj Singh, IPS, Chief Vigilance Officer, KACB, Dr. K. Ampadi, IIS, Managing Director, Kerala State Coastal Area Development Corporation Limited, N. Prashant, IAS, District Collector, Calicut. Hello, Saju.
Hello.
So, welcome to this interview session by Amrita.
Thank you.
Okay, so congratulations ആദ്യം തന്നെ. കാരണം സിവിൽ സർവീസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു എല്ലാവരും സ്വപ്നം കാണുന്ന ഒരു എക്സാമിനേഷനാണ്. അതിൻ്റെ രണ്ട് മേജർ പാർട്സ് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്തേക്കാണ്. നോട്ട് ദാറ്റ് ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ ഇസ് നോട്ട് മേജർ, ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂവിലാണ് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ വെയിറ്റേജ് എന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. എങ്കിൽ കൂടി പ്രിലിംസും മെയിൻസും ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് യു റീച്ച്ഡ് 3/4 way അല്ലേ? ഹൗ ഡു യു ഫീൽ അബൌട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ടുഡേ? ആർ യു ഫീലിംഗ് പ്രൗഡ് ഓഫ് യുവർ സെൽഫ്?
Yeah, a little bit excited and proud. Not that much proud enough, but still it is happy.
ഒരു അഭിമാനം തോന്നുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ എന്തായാലും.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, tell me about yourself. എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ സജു എന്ന് തൊട്ടാണ് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു ആസ്പിറേഷൻ മനസ്സിൽ വന്നത്? പിന്നെ വീട്ടിൽ ആരൊക്കെയുണ്ട്? Who all are those praying for you out there at home?
I'll start with your first question.
Yeah.
It is my father's dream. To make me or see me in somewhere in senior bureaucracy, and he used to tell me that education is the highest wealth you have to. So it was in an early childhood. He did that injection into me.
Okay.
And that came into my mind.
Very
and
good.
After that, watching some colorful movies, I thought, yes, this is a
like നമ്മുടെ
king
and
yes.
commissioner അതുപോലെയൊക്കെ.
Especially the king.
Yeah, actually it's right അല്ലേ? കാരണം films the way it can influence us is like huge.
Yes.
So അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ ഒരുപാട് ഇൻഫ്ലുവൻസ്ഡ് ആയി അല്ലേ?
Then I thought it is a career that can be aspired for. After that, I came to know that it is a service which can make so many changes on the society, and it is a service which give you an opportunity where you can work in a different dimensions, and also it is the only service where you can apply your knowledge and all.
True.
And moreover, it is the service which is aspired by the most of the young people in the world.
Absolutely, very prestigious service. Yes. Very good. Okay, so how was your preparation mode once you decided that you want to do this? കാരണം ഒരുപാട് പേര് ഇത് അറിയാൻ ആഗ്രഹം ഉണ്ടാവും. So ഇതുപോലെ പ്രിലിംസും മെയിൻസും ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു what was the key to success and what is it that you want to do for the preparation of interviews? എങ്ങനെയാണ് preparation?
Actually, this is my 4th attempt, and I attempted around 4 or 5 years back. And that time also I would say that it is only the hard work, and I have been preparing for the past 4 years, and I have cleared all my prelims and 2 mains, and this is my second interview.
Oh, there's a second interview.
Yes.
You've so already ഒരു interview attend ചെയ്ത experience ഉണ്ട് അല്ലേ?
Yes,
okay,
I have
fine.
been there for once. So it is only thing is there is no shortcut to success, and that's Sachin Tendulkar's wording.
Yeah.
So there is no shortcut. We have to work, hard work. Actually, in the initial years, I could not completely dedicate to my studies. I have to work also. I am doing it parallelly. I do my studies only on weekends and at nights.
So even now you're working, resign ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല? ഇപ്പോഴും വർക്ക് ചെയ്യാണ്? I think that's very rare അല്ലേ? കാരണം വർക്ക് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് പഠിക്കാൻ പറ്റുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വളരെ റെയർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. ബാക്കി എല്ലാവരും മിക്കപ്പോഴും റിസൈൻ ചെയ്തിട്ടായിരിക്കും ഇതിൽ കോൺസെൻട്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുക.
But I would advise, if you are taking this as seriously, then it is better to dedicate 1 year rather than spending your 4 years part by part. Rather than dedicate completely 100%, then you can clear this exam. So that was one of the important lessons I learned.
Very
so
good,
better the first chance itself, if we can clear and dedicate 1 year and try that, then it will be possible.
Very good. Yeah.
For as far as I'm concerned, I was not able to do that. To dedicate a complete year. So I did it part by part.
Good. So എല്ലാവർക്കും വളരെ ഇൻസ്പയറിംഗ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള വേർഡ്സ് ആയിരിക്കട്ടെ ഇത്. കീപ് ദോസ് ടിപ്സ് ഇൻ മൈൻഡ് ആൻഡ് ടെൽ മീ, ഇന്നിപ്പം പാനലിൽ ഋഷിരാജ് സാറും ടി.പി. ശ്രീനിവാസൻ സാറും ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ട്. സോ വാട്ട് ഈസ് യുവർ എക്സ്പെക്ടേഷൻ ഔട്ട് ഓഫ് ദിസ് ഇന്റർവ്യൂ, ആൻഡ് ഡു യു തിങ്ക് ഇറ്റ്സ് ഗോയിങ് ടു ഹെൽപ്പ് യു ഇൻ യുവർ മെയിൻ ഇന്റർവ്യൂസ് in Delhi?
Definitely yes, they are the personalities which we are aspiring for, and they are admirable persons. And I have already attended some interviews taken by T.P. Srinivasan sir, but I could not attend the Srishra Singh sir. So it will be a golden opportunity to sit in front of them at least.
Definitely. And what do you consider your strength and your weakness?
I would say that I can talk well. I can present.
I can see
what
that.
I
And
can-
weakness?
Weakness is I find it little bit difficult to say no. So it was
Okay.
pointed out by some of my seniors and some of my
So
leaders.
if you get into service, അതൊരു വലിയ
Yes, it is a
പ്രശ്നമായിരിക്കും
very,
അല്ലേ?
very important thing.
Yeah, so something you need to work on.
Yes, I got so many opportunity even from my company to how to say without affecting
Hurting,
others,
yeah.
hurting others' mind, to say no.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find it. I as
Don't
far as
worry.
possible, I will.
Yeah, I'm sure. Because ഇത്രയും ഹാർഡ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യാന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ആ ഒരു ചെറിയ കാര്യത്തിലും കൂടെ പോളിഷ് ചെയ്ത് വന്നാൽ ഐ എം വെരി ഷുവർ സക്സസ് വിൽ ബി യോസ്. സോ എനിവേ ഇപ്പോൾ എല്ലാവരും കേട്ടല്ലോ ഹാർഡ് വർക്കിലേക്ക് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സക്സസിലേക്ക് ഷോർട്ട് കട്ട് ഇല്ല, ഹാർഡ് വർക്ക് മാത്രമാണ്. സോ ഓൺ ദാറ്റ് ലൈൻസ് ഐ വിഷ് യു ഓൾ ദി ബെസ്റ്റ്. സോ ദിസ് ഇസ് എ വെരി വാല്യൂ ആഡിംഗ് സെഷൻ ഫോർ യു. ഇതിൽ നിന്നും പറ്റുന്ന മാക്സിമം ഇൻപുട്സ് എടുക്കുക ആൻഡ് ഐ ഹോപ്പ് ദിസ് വിൽ ഹെൽപ്പ് യു ബിഗ് ടൈം ഇൻ യുവർ മെയിൻ ഇന്റർവ്യൂസ് ഇൻ ഡൽഹി.
Thank you.
All the very
Thank you
best.
so much.
Saju, would you like to introduce yourself to the board, your strong points, what makes you eligible for a civil service appointment?
Thank you, sir. I would like to. So myself, Saju Vahid, as you know, I have graduated in BTech in Electronics and Biomedical Engineering from Cochin University, Science and Technology, and also it is a college, is Model Engineering College, Cochin. And I did my schooling here in Trivandrum in St. Joseph's Higher Secondary School and Lutzmount Higher Secondary School, Vattapara, Trivandrum. So it is my personal aspiration. Actually, it was my dream. It was my father's dream to see his son in some of the top echelons of bureaucracy. And he only injected the idea of civil service into my mind in my early childhood itself.
What service are you choosing?
My first option is IAS, second one is IPS, and third one is Indian Foreign Service IFS, and like that.
Okay, that's only your third choice. But let
Yes,
me
sir.
ask you one question about foreign policy.
Yes, sir.
What distinguishes Prime Minister Narendra Modi's foreign policy from what was before he came to the scene?
So I would precisely say that the foreign policy as such, there is not much changed, but he have become more and more aggressive towards his foreign policy, and he have a well-defined strategy towards that. Initially engaging with the neighbors and having a secure environment first of all, and then going abroad towards the middle towards the Indian Ocean region, and then further expanding his regional sense towards Canada.
What
Europe
are his
and France.
priorities in foreign policy? Can you know?
From his wordings, it is first develop India. That is his priority. Bring investment into this country, and also security is the main priority. So in order to secure that, secure the neighboring regions, and also bring investment from wherever possible.
And therefore, what are the countries he has chosen as priority areas?
First and foremost, the most largest investing country, the China. Then he have looked into the European Union, the France, Germany, Canada, Australia, etc. The
And you
developed
didn't
world,
mention
and
the
also
United
USA.
States. Okay.
Sorry, sir.
All right. Okay. What is Make in India? Why is Make in India different from Made in India?
Actually, this is a somewhat a dimension where we are looking more focused on developing our manufacturing sector, where he is inviting the country, India is inviting the people from anywhere in the world to come into our country and make in India, and also develop indigenous capacities and also the indigenous capabilities in order to make a manufacturing hub in the near future.
Well, we used to have non-alignment as a basis of foreign policy.
Yes,
Today, it is called by another name. Do you know what it is?
precisely. I don't know the policy as such.
Okay, what is the essence of non-alignment?
Actually, during the Cold War era, the whole world was divided into bipolar world. So India, our statesman, our Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru decided to not to align with any of the powers. Rather, keeping interest of our own self-interest, we have to sometimes the situation demands. If the situation demands to go in one line, in one side or the other side, we will take depending upon our own interest rather than taking the position of one of the countries. So we did something different from the other countries we do, and there were other countries also to support as the developing countries also there.
Can you give an instance where we departed from non-alignment policy, or at least many people thought we did?
Sir, I don't remember anything as precise.
Okay. Strategic autonomy. Have you heard the phrase?
Yes, sir.
What exactly does it mean?
Autonomy in strategic position. For example, the security concerns wherever is possible. Our security interest is the foremost thing. Whatever be the world power or something like that, whatever be the some other, our strategic policy will not be detected by any other world power. That will be decided by ourselves only.
And that is the same as non-alignment, don't you think?
Yeah, almost. Yes, sir.
You seem to be having your optional as geography.
Yes,
right?
sir.
In these 7 continents, can you name some of the areas which are earthquake prone?
The earthquake prone area, as per the plate tectonics theory, which will
just
happen.
say the names. I would like to.
Actually, the Pacific Ring of Fire, especially in the east coast of Asia, the west coast of North America and South America, the Indian continent, Indian subcontinent, mainly the Himalayan region, and then the mid-oceanic region, exactly to the mid-Atlantic region, also earthquake prone.
Is there any system where we know whether the earthquake would be coming or something, or these are just rumors?
Actually, as per the scientist and technology capacities, we can almost around predict a major earthquake within a precision of 50 years, and somewhat medium we can predict in 25, and minor 10 years. As far as the technology is concerned, there is nothing is available to predict exactly when and what time it will happen.
Can you say towards, there is one direction towards which these all tectonic plates are moving, which is that direction?
Equatorial direction, and westward direction is the main direction which is postulated by the theory. As far as the Indian plate is concerned, it is moving northward.
What is this controversy about Western Ghats?
Western Ghats is an ecologically sensitive zone. It is one of the biological hotspot identified by the world, and actually currently the Western Ghats is not that much very well preserved. So government have appointed committee chaired by Madhav Gadgil, and he identified that 80% of the Western Ghats to be protected, and this is very eco-sensitive zone. And he divided the Western Ghats into 3 major zones: Zone 1, Zone 2 and Zone 3, and in which the Zone 1 he completely banned any kind of monocropping agricultural practices, and some industries which are he categorized into red industries, like
then what happened?
Quarrying, mining and etc. Actually in Kerala, most of the parts of Kerala, there are 75% comes in the Western Ghats, and in the hill regions we...
No, you see, it seems that the Gadgil committee was not enough.
Yes, sir.
So what happened then?
Actually, a new committee came in, chaired by Kasturi Rangan. He diluted some of the provisions given in the Gadgil committee report.
What is the take of central government now? Central government has filed an reply in the Supreme Court. What is that? They are supporting whom?
I'm not sure, sir.
They are supporting one of the committees.
Yes, sir.
You should be knowing.
I think I'm not sure, but I'm taking a guess. Yes. It is Madhav Gadgil, I feel.
Some new transport act is coming. The old,
yes,
the motor vehicle act is being repealed. Why?
Actually, 377 deaths are happening in India every day because of road accidents. So the government have taken a stand in order to modernize, or in order to revamp, amend the already existing motor vehicles.
You mean to say that the earlier one was not good?
It was good, but it was not stringent enough to control the current situation.
If that was not stringent enough, how do you presume that the new one, where the fines have gone like 25,000, 30,000, where we were not even able to even collect 100 rupees fine, the same people, do you expect that they will collect 25,000 rupees fine?
Sir, I feel it is not about that fine or punishment. It will act as a deterrent, so that the people will be aware that if we cross or if we do an illegal activity, they will not be bound to be punished. Actually, as per the current situation, those fines are not considered to be exactly
as punishment. Is it only related
punishment.
with fines?
Not only the fine, and then also there are other provisions
like?
Also. Unified driving license is there all across the country. Unified registration is also there, and some in environmental impact, environmental related legislation provisions are also there, like 15-year-old vehicles to be scrapped. I feel that is a very good step, but it will have a negative impact on Indian society.
Have you heard about the Prevention of Corruption Act?
Yes, sir.
Name 3 changes government of India propose?
Now they have proposing the corruption as a heinous crime, in which it is liable to have a punishment of 7 years,
Yes.
and also an electoral or a politician, if he are indulged in corruption act and he is getting a punishment of 7 years, he will be barred from another election for next year.
That is one. Two more.
Sir, I don't exactly remember the other provisions. This was the most important one, I
Okay.
feel.
The last thing, that is, with the proliferation of the academic activities and where the literacy is almost 100%,
Sir.
the the problem of dowry should have been coming down.
Yes.
Let us see if we talk about the southern states. So, is that happening? And if that is not happening, so that means, does it have any relation with the people being educated or being more literate?
I cannot say that it is not happening. It actually started from the northern Kerala, in the Malabar region. Actually, there is a step towards reducing the dowry in the main communities, and I feel literacy is not enough for a social development. Actually, it is education, quality education. Not reading and writing make the man change, but social change requires education, the proper education. That was
But
lacking.
it seems that the more it is more prevalent in the more educated families.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, how?
Actually, now they have changed from a dowry to a more expensive or a more colorful marriage, where they are spending more in educated.
Okay.
You're interested in sports, right?
Yes, ma'am, but not that much enough. But I do hockey. I do play hockey in my school days.
Okay.
But not that much interested in a sportsman.
Okay, fine. We'll take it from hockey. Do you think cricket in India is over promoted, over marketed, oversold? Do you feel there's too much international cricket and very little genuine class?
Sir, madam, I will try to put one fact. Actually, the last time when the Indian hockey team got the gold medal was in 1980. And 1983, Indian cricket team won the World Cup. Thereafter, we did not get any World Cup or even Olympic gold, we did not get. So, that means the cricket have come to the main center or main arena of our society, and it has been over promoted or over market. That is because of the demand. The Indian society like to see that cricket, and actually they want that cricket to be, they look into the cricket so much, because our cricketing stars, they are hero worship, but that much of a promotion is not getting for hockey. But recent times there are so many hockey series are happening, World Series hockey is there, hockey leagues are coming up, and also people are more interested in hockey. So the times comes up, there will be a definite change happens in hockey also. Actually commercialization happening in hockey also, same like that of cricket.
Okay. Do you think sports can improve relations between countries?
Definitely yes. Actually, the people to people contact or people to people relationship increases in a sporting event. There may be some rivalries, even there is a sportsmanship within that. Even if you look at the competition between India and Pakistan, there was serious rivalries going on, but still there is a slight chord of friendship and relationship still remains in that, which is the only factor unifying India and Pakistan. So definitely it will have a positive impact in improving the relationship between the countries. It is actually more than a diplomat kind of relationship to a people to people kind of relationship. So that will be strengthen the relationship between the countries, I feel so.
Satya Nadella said he got his leadership skills playing cricket. What has playing hockey taught you?
Hockey, I feel the leadership quality needed for hockey is much higher than that of cricket, because you can play hockey without leadership, you can play individually, but to win the match you need a leadership. Actually, from the goalie who is goalkeeping, the goalkeeper to the backward, actually he is supporting the just behind, and the forward is playing, and even if I am going with the ball till that D section, I will have to pass this ball to my friend to get that goal. So that is the team spirit. So there my leader will be calling from my back and telling me to coordinate. So that requires more coordination, more of a team spirit, and whenever the team is going down, so he have to keep up or he have to bring the team back into the same. But in the case of cricket and all, Definitely it might have helped Satya Nadella. I don't objecting his ideas, he might have, but compared to hockey, there the individual performance can help in cricket. For example, if Sachin Tendulkar is performing well, if it's that day, definitely Indian team can win, or if it is Dhoni's day, he can actually drive. Even if his team is not up to the mark, he can drive if he is batting second, not always.
Saju, you must have heard of the recent amendments proposed for the Land Acquisition Act.
Sir.
What's your take on that?
Sir, actually this is more of an industrial friendly provisions have been taken. The consent clause was there in Land Acquisition Act 2013, that has been removed. Social Impact Assessment Act, that has been diluted and which has restricted to 6.
What's your take on that?
So I feel that we should not dilute the Land Acquisition Act, because 65% of our Indian population is agricultural and they are depending upon farming. So they should have their stake on their land, and that land should be protected, and it is the job of our country and the government to support the farmers and their land. So from that point of view, I do not support that much dilution which has been taken by the government.
But
so
you know, generally when a huge project is proposed, the local population generally, they are opposed to it. They don't. Nobody wants to lose out on their land, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So how will a project take place?
Actually, this is because of the lack of the trust the people had in our government. If you look at the history from the time independence, the people, even the agriculturists, farmers have come forward and given their land for the industrial development. But recently,
where did that happen?
Actually, during that the dam construction, Tehri Dam, not Tehri Dam, Bakranangal to be specific.
No, generally, dam constructions have always displaced people. People
yes,
have
yes.
always suffered. They have been repeatedly displaced.
But such type of an uprising, we haven't heard about Bakranangal Dam construction or the PSUs which we have created in all across the country, the iron and steel industry.
The counter argument is that throughout, historically, the state, the government has been suppressing them.
It is not
It's
like
now
that
they are responding.
it is not suppressing. Actually, they felt that they are being suppressed, their land being taken from them and given to the industrial interest, and also from real estate sector.
So you strongly feel that until the local population is taken into confidence, you don't need land acquisition.
We have to take them into consent, and then we have to take the land. Otherwise, why we are developing? The development is for the people, and if they are not ready and if we cannot bring them into the consents, then there is no point in bringing.
Do you
such
agree to
development.
the suggestion that the Kudamkulam project that has been that has been pushed into a territory where nobody really wants that, but it's
Yes.
being shoved down the throat of people there?
Regarding Kudankulam plant, actually I feel that there was a negative image being propagated among the people regarding the unsafe nature of the nuclear power plant, and the government had tried with various experts to bring it back, but that was not enough to bring the confidence in the people to have that plant there.
Have you heard of the NIMB syndrome?
NIMB,
NIMB, not
Sorry.
in my backyard.
yeah, yes sir.
You know, there is a syndrome that nobody wants it in your vicinity. So nobody will allow you to acquire land or come up with a project in your area. Take it somewhere else.
Yes, yes.
So how will the country progress? You seem to have an attitude not to favor progress. You are always status quoist.
Sir, if the government and the people can prove that that project will bring them prosperity and development to them,
It won't bring.
you know,
For the local population, it may not really benefit, but for the larger interest of the country, it might be useful.
but I feel it should benefit them also. Actually, we are taking their land from their locality, and we cannot have a excuse that we cannot bring development to that people in the local area. We should bring prosperity to them. Then only we can get that land from them, and also that can be replicated in other side also.
Suppose you are the district collector of a particular district and you have a very stringent land conversion act. Okay, there is agriculture purpose from which it cannot be converted. So there is a person who is coming to you with an application. Now the provision says that agriculture land can be converted for residential purpose alone. That is the act. Now this person wants to set up a tailoring shop. He has no other source of income. That's the only livelihood he has. Now he is putting in an application like this. This act says that you can't give any permission. Right across there you have another huge establishment coming up. The government has given permission. it's a shopping complex coming up. What will you do? Will you give the permission in the guise of a residential complex and allow him to run a tailoring shop, or will you reject it?
Sir, I would take a lenient stand and will allow that permission, give that permission to that person. The livelihood of the person will be affected. So, it is better to give him a slight leniency in that legislation and let him have his livelihood.
Saju,
Yes, sir.
what is Make for India?
That is a new slogan being brought up by, I don't exactly know the name, I remember his name, but that is a new slogan. He said that instead of made in India, we have to make for India. There is a huge demand which is there in India, and instead of making for the international or the global world, we have to cater the domestic interest. There are so many things which Indians require. So, our made in India concept should be streamlined for the domestic market rather than looking into the world market. That was his idea.
I mean, made in India, if you are making in India and if you are making for India, I mean, both are mutually complementary, isn't it?
Yes, but he is saying that give more focus to domestic rather than focusing make India and sell anywhere in the world. Rather than that, give little more focus, come to see and have the market here in domestic in our country itself. Make for India, what is required for India, and make that and give it, rather than building luxury cars for developed world. You make some farm sector or agricultural, industrial, something like that, something very much required for the
More luxury cars are sold within India.
Within India.
But that happens to the 20% of the
If there is domestic demand, what is the problem in I mean, having a manufacturing facility for 1 crore car?
Yeah, that can be done, but you just focus on the domestic demand also. That's his point. For example, the 65% of the people, as I said, it is farmers which cannot afford this much luxury. So, they should also be kept in mind. Actually,
so, you mean to say that Make for India means that you have to cater to the domestic demand primarily, and secondly, I mean, you have to cater for only the needs of the underprivileged.
Not only, that means you have to take them also. Not only, it is also.
No, is it actually an integral part of that thought?
Make for India. As far as I feel it was his idea.
Okay,
Whose idea?
Saju.
Whose idea?
Sir.
You said his several times. Who is that?
Sir, I don't remember his name. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, you are a biomedical engineer.
Sir.
If you are pursuing your career as a biomedical engineer and you have been given the best of the facilities, and if you are asked to innovate the best possible innovation which is required for in India in biomedical engineering, which area or which innovation you will try for?
It will be easy detection of some most contagious diseases happening in India. For example, HIV and AIDS, which
there are already mechanisms.
Which is currently tested with ELISA test, and which is a very long process, and also the diabetes. There are so many diseases which can be detected on the spot with biomedical devices. Actually, I have tried in my college project.
Is AIDS detected by a ELISA test?
ELISA test, not only AIDS, there are some HIV.
But can you confirm AIDS through ELISA test?
ELISA test is that I feel it is the
What's
test
the difference between HIV and AIDS?
HIV is human immunodeficiency virus, and AIDS is acute immunodeficiency syndrome. HIV is, I feel it both are the same.
No, if you are actually asked to give a best possible innovation,
Okay.
new one, I mean, which area would you prefer? I mean, there are a standard set of investigation mechanism for AIDS, for diabetes, which are already there. If you are going to innovate,
one thing actually, again coming to that, early detection of the diseases, which will be my main priority. If we can detect early diseases at an early stage, it can easily be cured. That is, we have seen in the detection of cancer. It is being it will take some time when it is grown into a very serious concern. If we can early detect that, it can easily be. There are so many devices available now, like diabetes glucometer is there, and sometimes some like that.
Would you prefer replacing hockey by cricket as the national game?
No, sir.
You won't prefer.
Actually, hockey is a national game. There is nothing like if hockey is considered to be a national game or a cricket to be a national game. This is just a categorization. It depends upon the people's demand. Sometimes now it will be cricket.
I mean, if you are going by people's demand or popularity of a game, then naturally cricket should be made the national game.
It was hockey during the independence. The people were looking more on the hockey, so that
we
were
have moved on.
successful.
We have moved on.
Yes, we were successful in hockey, and now it is cricket. So we changed to cricket, and then next time we make
Maybe kabaddi. Let's
kabaddi.
keep moving.
So
Why should we
that
get
means
stuck?
their
Should have a
national
static
games keeps on
national game.
changing. I feel we should not give any national preference to some only individual games. Rather, we should consider all of the games.
Anyway,
which
we are
play
giving
in
a
India.
preference. We are saying hockey is the national game. Either do away with it or let us keep changing.
Anyway, the government of India is thinking, there was an article that in place of tiger, government of India is seriously thinking to make it as a lion. Government of India can do anything.
Yes,
they can
yes, they
tomorrow they
can.
can make cricket. So what you will do?
We have to accept that. Even if they make it a national game, there.
But
will
you
Would you
don't
prefer
support it.
replacing tiger by lion?
no, sir.
Why?
Okay, Saju.
Sir.
UPSC board is supposed to have asked some trick questions.
Yes, sir.
I'll ask you one of them. How do you drop an egg on a concrete floor without breaking it?
Boil it.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
ഹലോ സോ കഴിഞ്ഞു അല്ലേ? സോ ഹൗ ഡു യു ഫീൽ? കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പം ആ ഒരു മെയിൻസിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഫീൽ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നോ ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ കൊടുത്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നപ്പോൾ?
ആക്ച്വലി ഇത് ഞാൻ 3 മോക്ക് ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ ഓൾറെഡി അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്തതാണ്.
Okay.
എൻ്റെ 4ാമത്തെ ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ ആണ്. ആദ്യത്തെ 3 മോക്ക് ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ ഞാൻ ആക്ച്വലി ഐ വാസ് ലിറ്റിൽ ബിറ്റ് ഡെസ്പറേറ്റ്.
Okay.
I have lose my confidence and so many things. But this was more of kind of friendlier.
Okay.
And they asked me which are more familiar areas, and I could express in a very confident manner.
ഓക്കെ സോ നമുക്ക് കണ്ടപ്പോഴും തോന്നിയ വെച്ചാൽ നല്ല ഫ്ലോ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂവിന്. തോന്നിയെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ there were no pauses or there were no gaps and സ്റ്റാറ്റിസ്റ്റിക്കലായിട്ട് കുറേ ഫിഗേഴ്സ് ഒക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ് വി ഫെൽറ്റ് ഇറ്റ് വാസ് അവർ ചോദിക്കുന്ന ഉത്തരം പറഞ്ഞു അതിനിടയിൽ ഒരു ഗ്യാപ്പ് ഒന്നും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല എന്ന് നമുക്ക് തോന്നി. സോ വിച്ച് ഡു യു തിങ്ക് വാസ് യുവർ സ്ട്രോങ് പോയിന്റ് ഇൻ ദിസ് ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ?
I could express my so many things I had already acquired. So I could express it very
No,
easily.
I mean ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റിൻ്റെ ആൻസർ വാസ് റിയലി ഗുഡ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ദിസ് ഐ ഗേവ് റിയലി വെൽ, അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഹൈ പോയിന്റ് തോന്നിയിട്ടുണ്ടോ എപ്പോഴെങ്കിലും?
Regarding that transportation draft bill,
Okay.
I have actually prepared that, but he looked into other areas, but I was able to answer it very
പ്രിപ്പയർ
well.
ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് കുറച്ച്. ആൻഡ് എനി ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ വേർ യു ഫെൽറ്റ് യു കുഡ് ഹാവ് ഡൺ ബെറ്റർ?
Yes, land acquisition bill I could have, and Prevention of Corruption Act I have only gone through the superficial layer where heinous crime ആണ് മാത്രം, ബാക്കിയുള്ള പ്രൊവിഷൻസ് നോക്കിയില്ല. So I have to prepare for that.
ഓക്കെ, വെരി ഗുഡ്. സോ അതിനിടയ്ക്ക് ഒരു ട്രിക്കി ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ശ്രീനിവാസൻ സർ ഇട്ടു അല്ലേ ലാസ്റ്റിൽ വന്നിട്ട്? ബട്ട് ദെൻ ഐ തിങ്ക് ദാറ്റ് യു വുഡ് ഹാവ് ഹേർഡ് ഓഫ് അല്ലേ?
Yes,
Yeah.
അറിയാമെന്നുള്ളത് കൊണ്ട്
ഓക്കെ, കാരണം ഒരുപാട് വൈഡ്ലി എല്ലാവരും ട്രിക്കി ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഓഫ് UPSC എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് വായിച്ച് കേട്ടിട്ടുള്ള ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആണ് അത്. എനിക്ക് വരെ അറിയാം. സോ എനിവേ ഐ തിങ്ക് ഇറ്റ് വാസ് എ ഗുഡ് തിങ്. ബട്ട് ദെൻ ഹൗ ഡു യു റേറ്റ് യുവർ സെൽഫ് ഓൺ 10?
I will give you my 7.
7 is not bad. So let's see if the panelists feel the same. Are you ready for the most enlightening session of this particular interview? Because ഇനിയാണ് ഫീഡ്ബാക്ക് കിട്ടാൻ പോകുന്നത്, അസസ്മെന്റ്സ് കിട്ടാൻ പോകുന്നത്. സോ അസസ്മെന്റ് എന്ന രീതിയിൽ കാണാതെ ഇവരുടെ ഫീഡ്ബാക്ക് ആയിട്ട് എടുത്തിട്ട് ആ ഡെയിലി ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിന് വേണ്ടി പ്രിപ്പയർ ചെയ്യാൻ സഹായകരമാവുന്ന ഫീഡ്ബാക്സ് ആയിട്ട് മാത്രം എടുക്കാം. ഓക്കെ, സോ വിഷ് യു ഓൾ ദി ബെസ്റ്റ്. Let's know the assessments. Yeah,
Thank
there
you.
you go.
Okay, we are generally happy with you.
Thank you,
You
sir.
have done well. Your English is good and your posture is good. You are unflappable. So these are all good points. But you of course made some mistakes, some inaccurate statements which will have to be rectified. As far as foreign policy is concerned, your only problem was not knowing when India departed from non-aligned policy. There are 2 instances. One is the India-Soviet agreement of 1971. People thought it was departure. Similarly, the leftists left the government when the nuclear deal was signed. It was considered to be a departure from the nuclear deal.
Sir, second one, when leftists left the government, actually what we did.
No, but their argument was it was a departure from non-alignment policy. You are embracing the United States. That is the. So these are 2 instances where such a charge was made. Yes, Rishi?
About new happenings, you should please make yourself abreast of like this PC Act and all.
Yes, sir.
There are a lot of changes which they are making. They are saying that if a bureaucrat is going to take an action by which there is no loss to the public, to the state, but innocuously the decision which he takes, suppose there is the benefit to the private concerned party. So now, as of now, 13(1)(d), they are punishing that person. They are punishing that bureaucrat. So this the government is removing. So that is more important than the first one. Changes in the PC Act, you please read it.
You'll have to read up some of those.
They may ask you. And Western Ghats, Government of India, whether we like it or not, Government of India is supporting Kasturi Rangan's diluted version of Gadgil report. So what is Kasturi Rangan, and please be prepared.
You were easy on my questions and you answered, I mean, you were fluent and you were comfortable. But I thought when I had asked a question about too much international cricket and very little genuine class, I don't know if you touched on that, that there's that we don't have that
point.
You missed that point, yes, because that is often discussed, you know, where there's somewhere the genius of cricket has suffered.
Yes.
Yeah, somewhere where the class has been lost. Yeah, that's just it.
In the beginning, when you were asked what are the qualities you find in yourself to become a civil servant, you immediately started rolling out your biodata. You could have come to the point. That's just one point. And then
Only
HIV.
the background need to have been mentioned. What school, which college, these are irrelevant.
Yeah. And then HIV and AIDS. HIV is a virus, AIDS is a disease, and with the ELISA test, there are so many things which are tested through ELISA. You actually test on the antibodies. It's not the disease. Even if you find presence of HIV virus, it may not have become a full-blown disease. It may not be AIDS. So have clarity on that, because you are a biomedical engineering student, so you should be knowing that. And there is this opposition to land acquisition. Local population always is against that. So try to have a reconciling position. You are now taking a stand saying that the local population should benefit. Without that, it cannot be done. But then the problem is that there are various projects which will never benefit the local population, but it is very important for the state, the nation. So there could be occasions where local interest will have to be sacrificed. So, I mean, you should give the feel that you know those aspects also. That's it.
Saju, you have engaged the board quite well. We are very happy with you. I have only 2 points to make. When you come inside, you can be little more audible when you ask, "May I come in, sir?" or "May I come in, madam?" That was not audible, and you are actually, the gesture was on your face, but the voice was not coming. So you can ask it little more loudly. Second thing, when you are actually arguing, don't argue with the board. When somebody was asking a question, she was asking 3 points. So I mean, you told 1 point, I think, sir's question, and after that you can say that, "Sir, the next 2 points I am not exactly remembering. I have forgotten that, and I don't know." But don't add a caveat saying that I feel the point which I told was the most important one.
Okay, so
that is why only I knew that sort of an attitude you don't protect. So
even when ma'am was asking about sports, you were taking too much of a caveat. I am not that much into sports. I am not that much into sports. You were repeatedly, saying that.
Don't be so defensive.
Don't take defensive.
okay.
And finally, I mean, every question is an opportunity for you to unravel a facet of your personality. So when I am asking you a question that what best innovation will you do for India, I mean, try to say something actually will show
Something
that you have that
dramatic.
vision.
Yeah.
Let they find.
It's only a dream, no? So it's
You
not,
need not apply rationing to dreams. Right? Dreams can be.
Let they find that you are not good in sports. You don't say yourself.
Okay, finally 2 points. One, this trick question that I asked may have been or may not have been asked. These are legends about the UPSC interview. Many people tell you. So I don't know whether this question was asked. But the answer is not the answer you gave, that you go and boil the egg. The question is, how do you drop an egg on a concrete floor without breaking it? So the answer is supposed to have been, the concrete floor doesn't break, sir. And he is supposed to have got the 33rd rank in the UPSC interview. So it may be a legend, but that's a story.
That's a good one.
But I think we are all unanimous that you should get about 220 marks out of your 275, which
Thank
should
you,
not
sir.
be bad.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
All the best.